Okay, generally it should be very quick. It shouldn't take this much time, but for some reason it's taking a while. So now it says the order has been saved. Okay, now I go to change mode, or if you want you can create, you do deliver, so you can create delivery using this sales order as a reference. Okay, so the point of today's discussion is about pricing. So here you see some price came up here. So how is this pricing coming here, and what are the different configurations? Because if you observe, I didn't enter anything. I just entered the material number, and the system automatically pulled up a price. Okay, so like all the configuration behind how this pricing is happening is the point of discussion for today's class. Okay, pricing, you might have heard about this term when reading through SAP documentation. So pricing uses a condition technique. Okay, so this condition technique, it's a process where a number of configurations work. It's actually the single most used configuration method in sales and distribution. Okay, so if you understand how condition technique is working in pricing, so is everyone able to view my screen? Yeah, I unmuted everyone, so if anyone is not able to view my screen, let me know. Okay. Okay, sorry for the delay. So yeah, this condition technique is the single most used configuration method. So if you learn how this works in pricing, then output determination also, you'll understand output determination. Okay, then you'll understand revenue account determination. You will understand material determination. You understand listing and exclusion. Okay, so I'm going to discuss all this today and tomorrow. So all of them use the same technique. So and then free goods. So if you go to basic functions, text control or text determination. Okay, if you go to basic functions here, so most of these basic functions, these are actually all the things that happen when you create a sales order, all the things that happen behind the scene. Okay, so pricing uses this condition technique. Free goods, this account assignment, it uses the same concept. Okay, output control uses the same concept. Material determination uses the same concept. This listing and exclusion uses the same concept. Text control uses the same concept. Okay, and again the pricing in also works the same way, and like it's used all over SAP. Okay, so before we go into the concept, so let's discuss a generic pricing scenario. Okay, so again let's take an example of AT&T is the customer and Apple is the vendor. Okay, so what are the components that you have in any price? So say AT&T sends an order of 100 iPhones to Apple. So what are all the different factors that Apple needs to consider, okay, when pricing it? Generally you will have a list price or a gross price. You will have a list price, say that is $500. Okay, so then as a company you might have discounts. Okay, so you'll have a lot of discounts. Then you'll have taxes. Then you'll have freight, which is the shipping and transportation cost. Then the difference of all these is your net price. So the difference of all these is your net price here. And then on this net price you will have a tax. Okay, so this is a simple scenario where, say, assume AT&T is giving an Apple a discount of 10%. Okay, so that is the discount that AT&T gives, and then say the freight is $10. So then your net price is basically 460, and say the tax is 6%. So then it will give you the total price that Apple will be sending an invoice to the customer. Okay, but things are not as simple as this, right? So things get complicated when generally companies will have different list prices or for different customers. Okay, for say for example in this scenario, Apple will sell a phone at at say $500 to AT&T. Okay, because AT&T buys in bulk. The same phone Apple might sell to say $550 to T-Mobile, and okay, so this is AT&T price, this is T-Mobile price, and say you as an individual you go and buy in Apple store. Okay, they will charge you 600 or 650, whatever. And similarly discounts, if T-Mobile is is buying, they might be giving only 5% discount. Okay, they might be giving only 5% discount. If you as an individual, they obviously they won't give us any discount, so you will have 0% discount. Okay, and again freight might vary, and the taxes might vary depending on the location that you are buying from. And imagine this is a simple scenario with just 3 different customers. Generally companies, if you excuse me, so companies will generally have hundreds and thousands of customers. So imagine imagine the number of prices that a company is going to have, the number of discounts that the company will have, and whenever you're going to create a sales order or order document, so the SAP has to look up through all these and bring in relevant information. So say you're creating a sales order for AT&T, so then it should bring up these details. Similarly, if you're creating a sales order for T-Mobile, okay, so it should bring up these details. So that's what we are going to try and configure in the system. Okay, so the main challenge when we are learning initially is the one issue with SAP that you'll generally see is because of the German nomenclature, so the names are kind of confusing. So here I'll introduce some terms, and some of the terms will look similar, so that will be the only confusion. Once you can get over that, the concept itself is similar. Okay, so all these different types of prices, okay, all these different types of prices, SAP calls them as condition types. Okay, condition types, the different types of prices. Examples are the same that I gave you above. Okay, price, discount, tax, freight. Okay, so and all the list of all these is assigned to a pricing procedure. Okay, pricing procedure. Okay, pricing procedure is a schema in which all the condition types are grouped together. Okay, so you have a pricing procedure that's assigned to your sales order. Okay, and then that pricing procedure has all the condition types. So let me show you the sales order. So the way how you go to pricing is, you like, there are multiple ways. You go to item conditions, or you just double click here, go to conditions. Okay, or or the direct way is you just select it and you click on this dollar symbol and it will directly take you to the conditions tab. Okay, so you have a pricing procedure, and that pricing procedure will have condition types. So here you only have one condition type, but you might have multiple condition types also, and each just give me a minute. And each condition type will be assigned to access sequence. Okay, an access sequence is nothing but, say, let's take an example of price. So the same example that I told, like you might have a customer material price, which is based on, if a particular customer buys from me, then I'll have these different prices of 500, 550, 650. Okay, then I might say I'll have a generical price for this material. If anyone buys from me except, okay, so say if AT&T and T-Mobile are my customers, if they buy from me, then the price is, this is the price. Okay, if any other customer buys from me, so then say this is the price. So this is your sequence. You are telling the system to search in this sequence. First you are asking the system to first look at a customer material combination, and so if you have a price maintained for this combination, then the system will use this price. Okay, if the system doesn't find anything, say Sprint, okay, I don't have any special price, any customer specific price maintained for Sprint. So then what the system will do is, it will come here, search for it, and it didn't find anything, so it will come to the next level. It will come here and it will give you this price. Okay, I'm going to again go into the details, but I'm just explaining the concept for now. Okay, so the access sequence is nothing but a search strategy using which the system finds the appropriate pricing record. Okay, that is your access sequence, and the access sequence is assigned to a set of condition tables. Okay, condition tables are nothing but the combinations that I'm talking about. A customer material is a condition table. It's a table in which the prices are stored. Okay, so you have to store, and end of the day all these will be stored in some database tables, right? So the tables, you can configure the tables how you want to price. So SAP gives you a lot of flexibility in these condition tables. So depending on the business requirement, so you configure these condition tables. Okay, so those are the main terms, and the last one is the condition record. Let me write. Okay, so all these are done in SPRO, and these condition records are nothing but a place where you maintain these actual prices. These are my condition records. Okay, the discount of 50 10% that I gave here is a condition record. Those are the actual records that the user enters into the system. So that is done from the easy access menu. So all this configuration you have to do behind the scene based on the user requirements, and then the users, they will maintain the condition records, and based on the condition records that are maintained, the appropriate pricing is picked up in the order documents. Okay, so generally what we do is to explain or to understand easily, I started from pricing procedure and came all the way to condition tables. But generally whenever you are doing the configuration, you have to do bottom up. So first you have to start with condition tables, and then you have to go to access sequence, condition types, and pricing procedure. So before that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain kind of a business scenario that I'm going to do now. Okay, so it's the same example that I discussed above. So first I'm going to start with price. Okay, company wants to give customer specific prices to encourage the sales from the top accounts. Okay, so say like the management has identified AT&T and T-Mobile for customer specific pricing deals. Okay, all the other customers will get a regular list price. Okay, so this is something okay, so this is something that I am doing. Till now, I assume that a company has a common price for the material. So if you're buying an iPhone, $650 is the price. But now what the company is doing is they want to do a customer specific price. So like the same thing that I discussed earlier. So if AT&T is buying, the price has to be in the sales order. So as soon as you enter an AT&T customer, the price has to come up as $500. Okay, similarly if T-Mobile is buying, the price has to come up as $550. If anyone except these two guys are buying, the regular price is, or the material price as I call, the material price is $600. Okay, so that's what we are trying to configure now. So whenever you're trying to configure, or even before you go into pricing in your projects, first try to identify all the different levers that the pricing is based on. So here my pricing is based on customer number. Okay, so this is based on my customer number because AT&T is a customer and it will have a customer number. Similarly, material price is based on a material. Okay, so customer number is one pricing lever for me, and material number is another. Okay, generally you will always have sales org and distribution channel at the top because that's what you're pricing for. Now these are the four different levers that I have to configure. So that's what you want to identify. So whenever you're doing pricing, when you're trying to configure it, you have to identify what are all the different variables that the client wants you to consider when configuring the pricing. Okay, because identifying this even before you actually start the configuration will help you a lot, because if you do the configuration and then try to go back and identify, hey, I missed something, so you basically have to redo everything. Okay, or it will again require a lot of manual effort to add, delete, everything. Okay, so now I identified what are the variables that I am going to give the customer the flexibility in pricing. So then the first step is, okay, so the pricing you do it from basic functions pricing. So here, okay, so you can do it from here, but generally I recommend using the transaction code area, they call it area menu or transaction code. Use VOK0. Okay, so you can do everything from here, but this is it's kind of difficult. You have to going back and coming in into these transactions is difficult. So you can directly go to VOK0. So /n VOK0. Okay, so from here you can do all the pricing configuration. Okay, so the first step that I want to do is, now I know my fields. Now I know the fields on which I am going to price it. So the first step that you have to do is, okay, there are about 8 to 9 steps. So the first step is check in the field catalog if the identified fields are available for pricing. Okay, so this field catalog has all the fields that you can use in pricing. So SAP gives you a very big list. You can use any of those fields for pricing. So the way how you go is, so environment, condition table and field catalog. Sorry, environment, condition table, field catalog. Okay, so this says this table is cross client. I think I explained to you, any workbench object that you do, any workbench is nothing but a development object. Is cross client, meaning, say you in dev generally you will have multiple environments. Say you have 100, 200. So this is your development environment. So you have 100, you will have one client dedicated for configuration, which is called as golden client. Okay, you will have another that developers will be using, called as dev client, and then you will have another for unit testing. This is how, when you go into your projects, a typical architecture. So in 100 and 200 there will not be any data. It's just used for configuration and development respectively. In 300 you will have all the data. Okay, so any development that you do, so any tables that you create or any programmatic changes that you make, they are client independent. Okay, so workbench and development objects are and client independent. So if I make a change to the program in this 200, that change will automatically be reflected in the remaining 2 clients, or how many ever clients that you have. Okay, on the other hand, if I change configuration, so say if I change say the order types that we have been doing. Okay, if I create a new order type, a new sales order type in 100, that will not be automatically reflected in 200 and 300. It will not be. So you have to manually, so that's why configuration objects are client dependent. Okay, so you manually have to copy. So once you do the configuration in 100, if you want to test it in 300, you have to manually copy it from transaction SCC1. Use the transaction SCC1 to manually copy your transport requests from one environment to another. Okay, this is very important. A lot of people, they don't know don't know about this going into your project, so make sure you understand this. So whenever you make a configuration, so it'll ask you for a transport request number. So you have to take the transport request number and go to this transaction. Okay, you have to go to this transaction SCC1 and okay, you just enter the transport request number here. I don't have any, I mean, this is because a test system, you don't have multiple clients set up, but say you have to go to your target, you have to go to 300 and enter the transport request number, and just you need to click on this both. Just if you I always recommend doing a test run, so that if there are any errors it will give you. Okay, you say start immediately, and then it will say you, if everything is good, it will say you transaction is successfully executed. Okay, then you take out, uncheck the test run and run it again. Then it will copy all the configuration that you did, not all, but the configuration that you did for this transport request. It will copy all those changes from 100 to 300. Okay, so this is very important. So if you have any questions, let me know, I'll repeat this. Okay, so coming back to the field catalog. So these are all the list of fields. Okay, these are all the list of fields that you can use in pricing. Okay, say for example, you can price based on country. Okay, if a customer is buying from this country, give him this price. If he is buying from different country, give him a different price. Okay, so similarly by state you can do it. There are like lot of fields. Most of the time these fields are the fields on which you want to price it. Okay, most of the time, like 90% of the time, you will find the fields in the field catalog. Okay, the fields on which you are going to price, you will find them in this list. Okay, if you don't find it here, then there is a way how you add it to the field catalog. So that is kind of a very advanced SD. So what I'll do is I'll put a document for it, how to add fields to the field catalog. So later when you practice it, if you are completely understood all the basic SD stuff, so then I would recommend you reading that. Okay, but at this point you don't need to I mean it's too much to take to learn how to add new entries here. Okay, so that's the first step. So now here what I have to do is I have to check if sales or distribution channel, customer number, material number are in this list. Okay, I'll now make sure that all those 4 fields are here. Okay, so I'll enter the field so that you will also get okay, so from now you should start getting familiarized with the field names also. So sales organization field name is VKORG. Okay, customer number, distribution channel and material number. Okay, I think this is VTWG. Let me make sure. Okay, distribution channel is VTWG, and just don't like, as you keep on working in the system, you'll automatically remember these names. So customer number is KUNNR. Okay, even if you don't know these names also, it's fine. You can just look up in this list. Okay, so if you just browse through this list, you will find your customer number somewhere. Okay, so this is the customer number. Okay, KUNNR. Similarly, material number. If you don't know it, you just need to look at this. So here you see this material number. Matner is the material number. Okay, you're not using vendor number here, but vendor number is Lifner. All these are German names, so that's why they don't relate to the field description that we have and the field name. Okay, now I made sure that all these fields are in this list. Okay, so now the next step that I have to do is I have to configure. Okay, the first step is done, and now the second step is configure or create condition tables based on the different pricing levels. Okay, here like as I told, I am going to do pricing at 2 levels. My first level, I am going to have a customer specific price. Okay, at the second level, I am going to have a generic price. So I need to create one condition table for this guy and another condition table for this guy. Okay, so and the condition table is a 3-digit indicator. So the way how you do it is the same thing: condition environment, condition table, create here. Okay, so you go to create. Now if you just click here, it will give you all the tables that are available. Okay, all the tables that are already created. Okay, the tables from 0 to 500, table is a 3-digit indicator, so it's just a 3-digit number. So all the tables from 0 to 500 tables from 00 to 500 are created by SAP, or it is an SAP namespace. All the custom tables have to be created from 501 to 999. Okay, again these tables are nothing but different levels on which you are going to price it. You see, for example, here it's just a material price, here it's a customer material price, here it's a different price. So different levels on which you are going to price it. So I am going to create a new condition table. Here just for our practice, I am going to create a new condition table, but in your projects first you should search this list and see if there is a table that's already available that you can use. Okay, only if you don't find anything here, so that's when you will go ahead and create a new one. Okay, so I'll see what are the numbers that are available. So everything from say 620 is available. I'm going to use 620 number. Okay, because like between 601 and 666 there are no other tables, so I'll just pick a number that I can use. So I say 620. Okay, just enter the table. Maybe someone didn't delete it correctly, so let me try a different number. Okay, so I'm just using 630. So you can just pick any number that's not available. So all the fields that you see to your right, this is the list of the fields from your field catalog. Okay, in the previous step, the step 1 that I showed you, these are all the fields from that. So now you have to select fields from this field catalog to create your condition table. Okay, so the first table that I want to create is for a customer specific price. So here the fields that I need are sales org, distribution channel, customer, material. Okay, because I am doing it at a customer material level. So let me select each of those fields. Okay, I get this question in every batch. to browse through these fields, you need to do page up and page down. Okay, because you don't find anything here. Use page up and page down on your keyboard to navigate through all the fields in the field catalog. Okay, so now I do a page up and page down. So the first I want to create or the first field that I want to select is sales org. Okay, so just go by alphabetical order and see where this sales org is. So here is the sales org. So you just double click on it, or you can click on this insert row. You click here and click on insert row, and it will add to the right now. Okay, yeah, just double click on it here and it will add it to the left. Okay, let me make a note of that here. Okay, select the field that you want to add to the field. Use in the table and double click on it. Okay, so now the next field is distribution channel. Okay, so yeah, I think when if you select field, it's adding here. Thanks, Venu. Generally I always do a double click here. I look up for the field and do a double click. So even if you like click on this and click this select field, so then it's adding to the left. Now I did sales or distribution channel, and now the next field that I want to do is customer. And one issue here is the names are confusing. So here you see customer. So you need to know the actual field name here. Okay, the way how you do it is you select this and go to field attributes. So it says Heiner. The field name is Heiner. So that's not the customer that we want. Heiner, just for your information, is it's a hierarchical customer. So generally you can classify your customers into different hierarchies. Say for example Walmart. Okay, Walmart will have Walmart US, and then they'll have say Walmart East. If you want to just classify your customers, and then for Walmart East, then you assign all your stores, store 1. So all these stores are the actual customers, but these hierarchical entities which are not real customers, they are maintained as Heiner, which is SAP calls it the customer, but it's basically the customer hierarchy. Okay, make sure that you select Kunnar here. Okay, again you select field attributes. So this is the field that you want to select. Okay, for customer, make sure to select KUMNR. Okay, select it and just double click on it and it will add here. And the last one is material. Okay, material will be matte null. There is only one material, but just in case you want to check, you check the field attributes MATNR. Okay, now I have all the fields that I need. Now the next step is I have to generate the table. I have to create the condition table. The way how you create it is, so you just click on it. Okay, you just click on generate. To create the condition table. See, it says table 305 is already defined with the same fields. If I were doing this in a real project, I wouldn't create this again. I would rather use the same 305 number. Why do you want to create a duplicate table with the same entries? Okay, but since we are doing it for practice, so I'll just ignore the warning and I'll go ahead. So it says, do you want to generate the condition table? I say yes. Okay, now you will get this package. This package is nothing but generally in projects you will assign it's a development package. All the development that you do, you have to assign it to a package. Okay, so you can just click on local object here. Again, if this was a real project, you have to get the package. You have to generally all the development they will do it in some development package. So you have to get the package and enter that package here and save it. And local object means it just it doesn't assign to any package. It just stores in the local copy. If you save it as a local object, you cannot move it to the next environment. So in dev, if you do it with local project, you cannot move it to quality. Okay, you have to assign it to a package to be able to move to the next environment. Okay, so generally in real projects you never do a local object unless you are creating something just for your testing purposes. Okay, so it's creating that condition table. Okay, now it says the table has been saved and created. Okay, now the next step is we have to create a second table for the question here is who will create a package. So generally the development team, they will give you a package. You don't need to create it. They will give you a package name in which you have to store these tables. Okay, so I created a condition table. So now I have to create one more condition table to do pricing at a material level. Okay, for a generic price, not a customer specific price, but a generic material price. So that's my next step. So I'll say 631. So I select sales org again. I select distribution channel. And I select material. Okay, I did it very quickly, so hopefully everyone is able to follow it. Okay, the check marks that you see at the top with validity period is because in price you want to maintain it with dates, right? From this day to this day, the price is X dollars. From later period, the price goes up by $10. So basically, to maintain these records based on dates, you use this validity period. So you do it, generate a table. Okay, now so like whenever you save it as a local object, basically the package that you're saving it to is $temp. So you can just click on local object again. Okay, now we have created two tables, 630 and 632. Okay, now step 2 is done. Now the next step 3 is assign the condition tables to the access sequence. So you have to assign the condition tables that you created in the prior step to the access sequence. So the access sequence is nothing but you're telling the system in which way, in what method it has to search for the price. So again, let me take this combination that I did here. Okay, so here you have to tell the system, should it first search in 630 and come to 632, or should it first search in 632 and come to 630. Okay, this is common sense. First, it should always you should do the assignment of the access sequence from specific to general. Okay, because if you do it the other way, so say just assume you did it from 632 to 630. First you are telling the system to look in this table and then come to this table. Okay, so if you do this kind of an assignment, the system will never come to 630 because it will always, this is a generic price, it will always find a price here and it would never come to this record. On the other hand, if you do this way, okay, so if you say your customer is T-Mobile or AT&T, it will get you that price. If it doesn't find here, then it will come here, and for all the rest of your customers, it will get you the price from this table. Okay, so this is important, so you need to remember that the access sequence assignment that you do has to be always done from specific to general. All your specific records go first and then your generic records come later. Okay, so the access sequence, you do it from here. So condition type, click on access sequence. Now I'll click on new entries and create a new access sequence. Okay, I'll say ZA00. Okay, price. Okay, it says there is something already, so let me go back and see what are the available values. So it's a 4-character alphanumeric, so there should be a lot of namespace that we can use. Okay, let me say ZA10. Okay, so generally in projects you won't be naming like this apple price like this, so generally you will say if it's list price or net price, just to differentiate from all the remaining that are available. So I'm just prefixing everything by a common name, so that I know which ones that I'm using. Okay, so now this is how you create an you just created an access sequence. Now you have to assign the tables from specific to general to this access sequence. And as I told you, whenever you see this kind of an hierarchy in SAP, you have to select something from this screen and go to the next level. So now I created an access sequence. Now I select this here and I go to the next level. I go to the accesses. Okay, now I have to assign the tables to this access sequence. So again click on new entries, and the number that you see here is the sequential number in which the system has to execute the accesses. So I say 10, and the first table that I want to do is 630. Okay, so as soon as you enter 630, the SAP will pull up the table that you created, the condition table that you created earlier. So it's giving you a message that the development class is local. Okay, if you're doing it in a project, so this is again a warning sign for you that you have to go back to your table and assign it to a development package. Okay, so now even if I am entering it below, if I enter the condition number, this number as 5, okay, like once you save it, it will go to the top. Say so, okay, even though I am entering it second, the system, it will first look, this is the counter. First it look at 5 and then it look at 10. Okay, so that's the reason why you want to create this with a number that is greater than . Okay, so that's why you want to do it with 20. So then the first system will, because it will come in this order, in the access number order. First it will look at 10, so then it will look for records in this. If it doesn't find anything, then it will come to 20. And again, the best practice always is to maintain some gap between the numbers. Okay, if you do 10, 11, 12, 13, or if I would have done 1 and 2, later if you want to come back and add something, you have to delete everything and re-add it. Okay, so if I maintain a gap like this at 10, 20, 30, so if later someone wants to come and add 2 more access sequences, okay, they'll use like 11 and 12 or 13 and 15, whatever they want. Okay, so these are some of the things that an experienced consultant will be doing. So you need to know some like these best practices. So now I assigned the tables here 630 and 632. Now if you have to do the next step. So again you click here and go to the fields. Okay, it says the field assignment has not been made, so that's why you have to go to the next level and save it. So just click enter. Okay, so these are your fields: sales org, distribution channels, sold to party, and reference material. So SAP will automatically add this release status and processing status, so you don't need to worry about those. Again the same thing, you click on this line item and go to the fields here. Okay, click on the access and go to the fields. Otherwise the access sequence will not work. Okay, now you created your access sequence. Okay, so this is important thing, exclusive indicator. So this exclusive indicator is nothing but uh, like I was telling you earlier. Okay, as soon as it finds a price here, it should come out. Again, as soon as it if it doesn't find a price here, then it has to go to the next level. Okay, so that is controlled by this exclusion flag. Say this is more relevant in discounts. Say for example, in discounts you have a customer specific discount of 3%. Again you will have a material specific discount of, for that material again you have 2%. Okay, if I hadn't checked this exclusive flag, what SAP will do is it will give you both the discounts. It will first go here, if it's valid, if there is a record maintained in this table, it will give this discount. If I didn't check these records, if I didn't check the exclusion flag, then it will come to the material level and again it will give you 2%. But if I check this exclusive flag, so as soon as it finds a first successful hit, it will come out of the access sequence. Okay, and again it's recommended for performance reasons also to maintain this exclusive indicators. Okay, so as soon as it finds something, it will come out of the access. Okay, I'll show this in the sales order again. So all these we are going to see in the sales order again, how all the configuration that we did here is reflected. Okay, now I created an access sequence. So the next step is assign the access sequence to a condition type. Condition type again is nothing but it's the different types of prices. Okay, so if you see here, I'm just going in the opposite way. First we created a condition table and then we assign our condition tables to the access sequence to tell the system in what way it should search for records in those condition tables. Okay, now I'm doing this step wherein I'm assigning the access sequence created to a condition. I'm assigning the access sequence to a condition type. Okay, these condition types are nothing but they are just different types of prices. Okay, if it's a price, discount, or freight. So the condition types are like PR00 is the one that you'll use a lot, which is the standard SAP record for price. Okay, condition type also the same menu path. Since we are creating a price record, we will copy it from PR00 and create a new one. Okay, so this PR00, it's a standard pricing condition type that SAP gives. See, if you double click on it, you can go to the details. So if you see, this tells the system a condition type has lot of controls here. Okay, there are a lot of levers that you can control. So the first thing is this condition type. It tells what is this record basically. Is it a price? Is it a discount? Is it a surcharge? So if you see, like here, you are going to tell the system what is the type of what type of condition this is. Okay, so you see prices. Later when you see discounts, for discounts the condition class is A. Okay, since PR00 is a standard price, so here it's B. Okay, then the calculation type is nothing but say you price based on quantity. Say if it's a phone, you price it based on quantity. Okay, if it's oil or something, you price it based on the volume. So what is your pricing based on? So here you see different calculation types. So for example, discounts. Okay, you for discounts you will select A here, because if you want to give a discount based on percent, so 10% discount, so then you select A. If you want to give a fixed amount, okay, you select B. My price, I'm doing it by quantity based on, because I'm doing iPhones here, so by quantity. If he buys like 1000 pieces, I'm going to price based on the piece, based on the quantity. Similarly, like you can price based on all these parameters: gross weight, net weight, volume, okay, miles, and all these things. And rounding rule is like the same thing. Commercial, round up, round down, the general rounding that you know. Commercial is nothing but the standard, only if it's greater than 50 and okay, so the rounding is, so if it's 50.595, it will round it to 50.6. okay, if it's 592, it will round it to 50.9. and round up is, it will automatically round up. Even if it's 50.592, it will round up to 50.60. okay, round down is, it will automatically round down. Even if it's 50.999, it will round up to 50.59. okay, generally in all the projects I have generally use this commercial, which is the standard rounding that we use. okay, plus or minus is nothing but what is the what is this? Say for example, discounts is negative, right? So that's why for discounts, here it will be negative. okay, positive and negative means it can be either or, it can be both positive and negative. and group conditions, I will come to this later. And changes which can be made, I'm going like when we do the sales order, when we create a sales order, I will show you the importance of this. and scales are nothing but like if 0 to 100, the price is $10. okay, if the quantity is from 0 to 100, the price is 10. From 101 to 999, say the price is 8. Similarly from 999 to 9999, say the price is 6. okay, so this is a common business scenario where based on the volume you have different prices, so then you can control those scales here. okay, so and the main thing that you do is, in a condition type, you assign your condition type to the access sequence. okay, so I'm copying this and I'm creating a new one. So let me see what is the access sequence that I created. I think it's ZA10. okay, ZA10 is the access sequence. and again, as a best practice, as far as possible, maintain your best practice, maintain condition type and its access sequence with the same name. okay, so if you maintain this, then later, like when you want to go and look up something, it will make things a lot easier for you. okay, so now I did that. I assigned my condition type to my access sequence, and I am going to use it for prices, and my calculation type is quantity. I am going to price based on quantity, not by weight or volume. Okay, so at least those are the minimum things that you need to remember about condition type configuration. So now your condition type configuration is done. So the next step is assign a condition type to a pricing procedure. Okay, so that's the last step here. So this is our first step here, pricing procedure. Okay, now go back again and pricing procedure. So here this is where you create your pricing procedure. Okay, so I think someone is using it from our team, so if you can log out. Okay, so let me create a new pricing procedure. I'll go to new entries here and I'll say ZA 10. You can just give any name. Okay, I'll say Apple pricing procedure. Okay, so you just select it and go to control. So like whenever you see this type of hierarchy, so you need to select it and go to the next level. Now now here your pricing procedure is nothing but it's a list of all the pricing types. So if you see now I'm only doing you can in a pricing procedure generally you will have prices, you will have discounts, you will have freight surcharges, and you will have taxes. But for now I'm just starting with price. Later I'll come back and add discounts to this pricing procedure. Okay, the same thing. Step is a sequential counter. So even here you make sure you maintain necessary gap between the condition types that you enter here. So 10, 20, 30. Okay, so this is your condition type. Condition type is the condition type that we created, which is ZA10. So as soon as you enter it, the system will automatically pull up the description. Okay, I'll come back to this from two fields. Okay, just give me a minute. I'll just give me a minute. Hold on. Okay guys, yeah, I'm back. So here now later again we are going to add more condition types to our pricing procedure, but for now I am not giving any discounts to my customers. I'm being mean, and so I just have only a regular price. So I save it. So now I created my own pricing procedure. Okay, so now the next step is this completes your pricing configuration. Okay, so now if you see, this completes my pricing configuration. So the next step that I have to do is, from an easy access, I have to maintain these prices, right? Without the prices in your sales order, the system is not going to know. Okay, so those pricing records are called as condition records. Okay, the step 6 is create condition records. Okay, this is done from easy access menu. This is something that a user will be doing in production. Okay, so the place where the transaction code is VK11, same thing, VK11 is create, VK12 is change, VK13 is display. And the place where you do it is master data conditions, select using condition type. Okay, now I have to enter the condition type that I created. The condition type that I created is ZA10, and click enter. See, now it's giving you two different levels. So do you recognize what these two are? Okay, these two are nothing but the condition tables that we created. Okay, so this is the first condition table that we did, and this is the second condition table. So these are the different levels at which we wanted to do the pricing. Okay, before that, let me also make sure I have the customers that I need. So I will go to VD02 and just name the customer, so that 100186 is my AT&T customer. 100186 is AT&T, and let me name 100187 as T-Mobile. Okay, let me name this guy as T-Mobile. Okay, let me create one more customer for, say, Sprint or something. Okay, I'll go to VD01. Okay, not sure if you saw or know this, but you can create now I am going to create with reference to a customer that's already existing. Okay, I don't want to enter all the data, so I create it with reference to 100186. The sales org is ZAUS A1 A2. Okay, so I say Sprint. Okay, and I'm going to just enter the mandatory details. So if you see, all these are populated, all these are automatically copied because I'm creating it with reference to another customer. So SAP will automatically copy all this data from the reference customer that I used. Okay, so I'll just save it. Okay, 10010 is this guy. 10. 100 is print, 100187 is demodel. Okay, now let's come back to maintaining the condition records. Okay, so for this sales order, for this customer, for the material that I am using 1508, the price that I want to maintain is 500. As soon as you enter 500 and hit enter, see the system, it will automatically pull up per each all this stuff, because it knows that you are pricing it by quantity. From your condition type configuration, the system knows that you are going to price it by quantity. Again, if you see here, the valid from and valid to dates came up automatically. So how did those dates come up here is, again, if you go to your condition type configuration, see, like as I told, anything that happens automatically, so there will be some configuration behind it. So that's what you want to research even when you're practicing. So now I go to my condition type configuration. Okay, condition types definition. I go to the one that I created, ZA10. Just double click on it. And if you see, valid from and valid to. Valid from is today's date and valid to is infinite date. So that's the reason why you are seeing those dates here. Okay, just save it. Now again, for other customer 100187, I want to maintain price of $550. Okay, so those are the customer specific prices that I want to maintain. Now I want to maintain a regular material price. If any other customer except these two guys buys from me, then the price is going to be $600. Again, go to the same screen, VK11, and see, sometimes when you hit enter, it will automatically get you here. So if you want to go to that other access sequence, you need to click on the key combination here. So if you click on the key combination, so then it will show you the access sequences that are available for this condition type. Okay, now I just select the second level of pricing, material level pricing, and I click enter. Okay, now if you see material, so 1508, and I'm going here, there is no customer because we didn't add customer field KUNNR to this access sequence. So I save it. Okay, now I maintained prices. My condition records are also done. Okay, now if I enter the sales order, will I see these prices? Okay, the answer is no, because till this point I didn't link my sales order to the pricing procedure. Okay, we just created a pricing procedure standalone, and we assigned condition types to it, and then we created pricing records for it. But you never did any assignment for your sales order document. Okay, so that is the next concept that we are going to do, the sales order pricing procedure assignment. Pricing procedure assignment. That also you do from you will be doing from the same screen. Go to Vivo K0 again. Okay, go to Vivo K0 and go to pricing procedure, and here in this configuration tab you actually created a pricing procedure. Okay, so here you went to this tab earlier and you clicked on new entries and you created a pricing procedure, but here you are going to do the actual pricing procedure assignment. Okay, the pricing procedure is determined by the combination of sales area. So by this time I assume you know what a sales area is. Combination of sales area, document pricing procedure indicator, and customer pricing procedure indicator. Okay, so there are 5 sales area is your sales or distribution channel division, plus the document pricing procedure from your order type configuration. Okay, and the customer pricing procedure indicator from your customer master. Okay, so the combination of these 3 result you give your pricing procedure. Okay, this is very important. Like if I have to list top 10 SD interview questions, this will definitely be in the list. How is a pricing procedure determined? Okay, pricing procedure is determined by combination of sales area, document pricing procedure, and customer pricing procedure indicator. So you know what a sales area is, and let's see what this document pricing procedure indicator and customer pricing procedure indicator are. First, see where the customer pricing procedure indicator can be found. Let's go to the customer master and go to the sales tab here. See, this is the customer pricing procedure indicator. That is one of the key in determining the pricing procedure. Similarly, again, if you go to your sales order type configuration, okay, go to SPRO. Way how you go to your sales order configuration is sales and distribution, sales document header, sales documents, sales document header, and define sales document types. Okay, so the order type that I am using is EAOR. If you click here, double click on that, so you have the document pricing procedure. So that is how the system knows that based on these 3, your sales area, three of them, sales org, distribution channel, division, plus the customer pricing procedure indicator on the customer master, and the document pricing procedure on the order type. These 5 determine the pricing procedure that the system is going to use for that particular sales document. Okay, so now let's go to the pricing procedure determination here. Okay, so now you can search this sales org, distribution channel, division. See, the sales org, distribution channel, division, and the document pricing procedure for that order type. Okay, for the order type that you are using, what is the document pricing procedure, and for your customer, what is the pricing procedure. So the combination of these will give you your pricing procedure. So I'll replace it with the one that we just created. Okay,
Okay, I'll show you what this condition type that I am entering here. So now I did the pricing procedure assignment for the sales area, document pricing procedure and customer pricing procedure. And again, if you see here, if you want to create, see in the customer master currently I think we have one assigned there. So if you want to create new entries, you can just go here and click on new entries, which you can assign it in the customer master. Okay, similarly in the document pricing procedure also, if you want, currently I think we have A there. Okay, we have A. So you can create new entries here and assign it to your, even from here only you can do the assignment. Here for your sales document type, okay, for your sales document type you can assign the document pricing procedure. So currently we have it A here, so you can assign it, you can create Z, you can create a new one and assign it here. Okay, now let's try to create a sales order. Okay, see now as soon as you enter the order type, the system at this point, it knows what your sales area is and it knows what the document pricing indicator is based on your order type. Okay, till this point it doesn't know what the pricing procedure that you're going to use. Okay, only once I enter the customer number here, that's when the system is going to determine the pricing procedure. Okay, so now as soon as I enter it here, okay, now if you see the pricing procedure is ZA0010. Okay, yeah, you don't need to even enter the materials or anything, only the, because before you entered the sold to party and ship to party, the only thing that is left for the system to determine the pricing procedure is the customer pricing indicator from the customer master. As soon as you enter your sold to party, that's the only thing that the system needs. As soon as you enter the sold to party, the system will give you the pricing procedure that it is going to use for this order type. Okay, for ZAOR, for this sales area. So this is the order type, this is the pricing procedure. Okay, but if you see, the prices are not determined yet, because for the prices to be determined you need materials. Without materials you won't have any price, right? Only when you're selling a material, that's when the price will get determined. But the pricing procedure, it will get determined as soon as you enter the sold to party. Okay, now let me enter the material here. Okay, I say the order quantity is 10. Okay, now if you see, the price is $5,000. Okay, for a quantity of 10. So now let me, okay, let us go into the details here. The way how you go into details is click here and click on this conditions indicator. Okay, now if you see, the price for this condition type is $500. Okay, how did it get this price of 500? So the good thing with SAP is it will give you a complete analysis of how it arrived at this price. Okay, so you just click on analysis here. And now if you see, this is the pricing procedure that it used, and this is the condition type. This is your condition type. Okay, ZA10 is the condition type, and okay, these are our access sequences. This is our first level and this is our second level. So now if you see, the system, it first searched in this access sequence and it found a price of $500. So if you see here, it found a condition record has been formed. So that's why, because we also checked the exclusion indicator, okay, because it says the exclusive indicator has been set in the access sequence, as the condition record has already been determined, no search took place in the current access. So that is due to the again that is due to the exclusion indicator that I set up here. Let me see what will happen if I take this out. Okay, so if I want to reprice it, you can either do it from here. Okay, so you click on update and carry out new pricing. And for this access, because we changed the configuration, so let me save it and let me create an order again. Okay, so I'm trying to create a sales order again. Let's see what will happen after I took out that exclusion indicator flag. Okay, I'm entering the sold to party. Okay, now let me go into the conditions tab here. So now if you see the system, it pulled two prices. Okay, so I think that should explain you the importance of this exclusive flag. Okay, so let me okay, so now I again added the exclusion, so that's why again let me go to the analysis. Okay, so this is the first record that the system searched. It found a record here, it found a hit in the first access sequence, and it immediately came out of the access sequence. It didn't even execute the next one. So if you look up the analysis here, it will give you complete detail. Now let's try to create a sales order for this guy, for Sprint customer. Okay, let's try to create a sales order for Sprint and let's see how it's behaving. And one other thing is, if you can also get the details. So like if you select this line item and go to the condition record, so it will show you the condition record from where it fetched this data. Okay, it fetched, this is the condition record that we maintain for this material. And again, if you select here and if you click on this detail indicator, it will give you more details of what is the amount and like the data. This is from your configuration, from your condition type configuration. Okay, so let me change this guy here to 10010. Because I'm changing the sold to party, it's redetermining everything. Okay, now again let me go into the pricing tab here and let's see. So if you see, the price now is $600 is the unit price. Now if you see, the price is 600. We maintain all these prices in the condition records VK11 in the VK11 screen. That is where the system is pulling these prices from. Okay, let me go into the analysis again. Okay, now see what happening here. In the first table, the system will do is, in the first table, sales or distribution channel, customer 100, my customer now is 10010, and for that material it will look and it will search if there is any record maintained. For this customer, we don't have any customer specific price for 10010. So that's why it didn't find any hit here. Then it came to the next level. Then here it's searching by this combination. It's searching by ZAUS, distribution channel, and the reference material 1508. Okay, then it found this price of $600, which we maintain as a generic price. So then it found this record. Okay, so that's why you are seeing a price of $600 here. Okay, so any questions so far till this point? Okay, I'm unmuting everyone, so if you have any questions, can feel free to talk. Okay, so then let's take a break, and we'll get back at 12:05. I'll try to complete pricing today, and I'll see if we can do free goods. At least I'll try to complete pricing by today, and tomorrow we can do free goods. Okay, so if you have any questions, meanwhile, send me in the chat window. Hey everyone. So so till now we created a sales order. Meanwhile, if anyone of you have any questions, let me know. I'll unmute the line and we can discuss. If not, I'll move on. Okay, so so till now we discussed, we added a price, just one condition type to our pricing procedure, and we saw how that's working in a sales order. let's add some more condition types to our pricing procedure. Okay, let me go back to Vivo K0 and I'm going to the pricing procedure that we created. So from this tab I can go to the pricing procedures to create or make changes to the pricing procedure itself, and from this pricing procedure determination tab, this is where I can do the assignment. Sales area, customer pricing procedure, document pricing procedure. The assignment, you will do it from here. Okay, so let me go back to the one. So this is the pricing procedure that we created, and now what I'll do is, first I'll add couple more condition types to this pricing procedure, and I'll also explain what are all the remaining tabs that you see here. Now every field that you see here is very important. So the way how I add new entries is, I click on new entries here. So I want to add discounts. So discounts should obviously be after price, right? So my price is at condition counter, this step 10. So I'll add discounts at, say, maybe 30. Okay, so click on new entries and say step 30, and I want to add discounts. To add a discount, you need to know what is the condition type of the discount. Okay, so like go to the condition types definition, and I'll use couple of standard SAP delivered condition types. All the discounts start with so discount condition types generally start with letter K. So I just go to position and I enter K, and it will take you to the discount condition types. So now if you see, if I double click on it, so if you see now the condition class here is A, because this is a discount condition type. Okay, the plus or minus indicator is negative because discount is a negative, it should be subtracted from the price. So that's why you see this negative. Similarly, the calculation type is quantity. So if you want to give some quantity of it free. Okay, so for example, this 007 is percentage. You can give 2%, 3%. Okay, let me use these two condition types in my pricing procedure: a customer discount and a material discount. Okay, so I'll use that K007, and I'll say 40 is K004. Okay, save it. And now if you here you won't see all the condition types, only the ones that you created you will see in the screen. Just go back and you will see the complete list. Okay, so these are the condition types that we have now. So we have a condition type for price, and then we have two more condition types for discounts. Okay, so for now take this K007 is a discount, right? It's a percentage type discount. So whenever you say percentage, it should be a percentage of something. Okay, now this K007, this customer discount, is a percent of something. So what is that? It's the percentage of price. Okay, it should be a percentage of ZA10. So that you have to tell the system. Okay, so that's why you use this from and to indicator. So when I want to say from, so then you enter 10 here. So that means whenever the system executes this K007, say if the condition record that is maintained for this guy is 2%, so the system is going to take 2% out of the value in 10. Okay, the value in 10 is your price, so it will take 2% of whatever the price that is on that particular sales order. Okay, that's the use of from. Okay, so I'll show you one more thing. Okay, now I just want to add a like kind of a subtotal, saying I just want to display the total discount that this customer is getting. Okay, so now what I do is in this line item I want to display the total discount. So how do I display the total discount is, I need to do a sum of these two. Okay, so now I say from 30 to 40 if I want to display here. So then you say discount 30 to 40. So then the system will display the total discount in this step number 50. So I'll show that in the sales order again, but I'm just doing the configuration for now. Okay, so this is manual. Manual is if you want someone to enter it manually in the pricing procedure, and this is required. Required means if ZA10 is missing, then the system, it will not allow you to save the sales order. Okay, generally you keep the price as mandatory in real-time projects, because you want the user not to save a sales order without any price on it, right? So that's why generally price you mark it as a required field. Okay, statistical is nothing but if you don't want something to be posted into account, just kind of a information price. One example is, say for example, some customers, they maintain competitive prices. Competitive prices is the price that your competitor is selling. Okay, that is just for information. You don't need to post your competitor prices into your GL accounts. Okay, that should not be posted to your accounts. That should be just to be displayed on the pricing procedure as an information. Okay, so in those cases you use the statistical, you check this statistical indicator. Okay, the next one is the print indicator. So all the sales orders, invoices, these will be sent to the customers either through printout or fax. Okay, so if you don't want your customer to see all your pricing logic, you can hide some condition types by selecting the print ID here. Okay, so if you don't want some condition types to be printed, okay, you just select the print ID and it won't print on the invoice. Okay, subtotal is for storing the values. So I'll come back to this. And then requirement, calculation type, calculation base type. These are three different pricing routines. Okay, if you remember, we discussed VOFM routines earlier. Routines are pricing routines. Okay, so if you see pricing routine, so those are the routines that ABAPers will be doing. So just to refresh your memory, we saw this VOFM routines when we were doing copy control. Okay, so there we saw data transfer routines and copying requirements. Okay, so the same thing here. Here also you have a requirement routine, which is an ABAP code for an if condition. Only if this is satisfied, then execute this condition type. So that is a requirement routine. Requirement routine is determines if a condition type has to be executed or not. Similarly, alternate calculation type. Okay, the next routine is alternate. This is the alternate calculation type routine. So this routine is, instead of using your condition records for prices, so earlier if you saw, we are getting ZA10 from condition types. Okay, from your condition records that you maintain. Instead of using condition records, if you want to maintain a custom formula, okay, if you have a complex formula to calculate a price, so there ABAPer will write a code for it, and you have to assign that routine here. Okay, used formula when calculating the price. Okay, that is your alternate calculation type, and this base calculation type is nothing but okay, so I'll give an example. Say some discounts you do it. Okay, say you have a discount of $60 and your line items are line item 10, line item 20, line item 30. Okay, your quantity is 1 each, 2 eaches and 3 eaches are the quantity, or pieces, whatever you can call it. Okay, so standard SAP, so if I give a header discount is the discount for the total document. Okay, if I give a header discount of $60, SAP will split it in proportion to the quantity. Okay, so say your client comes back and tells you, hey, instead of the quantity I want to do it by volume. Okay, so think these are 3 different materials, so the volume will be different, or the weight. Okay, the client comes back and tells, instead of quantity I want to give discount based on the weight of the items. Okay, in that case you need to write a routine here that changes the calculation base. Okay, here your calculation base is eaches, which is the quantity. If you want to change the base on which you're calculating that condition type, so then you have to write a pricing routine here. Okay, so this is also like if I have to pick top 10 interview questions, this is one more interview question that I can tell. Okay, what is the difference between requirement routine, alternate calculation routine and base calculation? In what scenarios you use which routine? Okay, so let me save this. So now I added 2 more discounts to this pricing procedure, and now if I create a sales order, will I see any values for these condition types? Okay, I don't see anything because I didn't yet create any condition records for it. Okay, condition records are nothing but the actual pricing values. Okay, that you have to do it from week 11. Until you do that, you will not find any automatic values in your sales order. Okay, now let me go to week 11. And first let me maintain a customer discount K007. Okay, for this sales org, for this distribution channel, for this division, anything that my customer 100186 is AT&T, right? So anything that this customer buys, he gets a discount of 5%. Okay, if you see, the unit percentage is automatically determined. The way how it's automatically determined is from the condition type K007 okay, if you go to the condition type K007, the calculation type here is percentage. So that's how the system knows that as soon as I enter this customer number, it came up with percentage. Okay, valid from valid to dates, I told you how the system is proposing these dates. The negative indicator, you see it comes from plus or minus indicator. Okay, and for this guy 100187, I want to give 3%. Okay, for the last guy 10010, I want to give 1% discount. Okay, so I'll save it. So that is your condition record creation. So let me create condition records for the other condition type also, K004. K004. Okay, the material that I am using is 1508. I want to give a dollar discount of 10 US dollars. Okay, for anyone who buys this, now if you see, for this is a material discount, anyone who buys this material will get $10 discount. Okay, and again here you can play around with the dates. So say I want to give this discount only till for the next 1 month. Okay, that happens very frequently where you want to do it for a short period of time. Okay, so again you might have different, where next month you want to give only okay, yeah, SAP won't allow you to save it, but I just want to show it here. 2305. Okay, so you can let me save this and I'll come back to it. So in the same session, SAP will not allow you to create. So from 24/04/2012 to infinity, I want to give only $5 discount. Okay, now if you want to check the condition records that we just created, you go to condition change. Okay, so if you, based on your valid on date, so if you just execute it, so it gives you $10 discount. So now if I enter the valid to date as say 28th of April, it should give you only $5 discount. Okay, so now if you see, so now I have two different discounts. Okay, now you have a customer discount and a material discount. Now let's try to create a sales order and see what will happen now. Okay, if I create it with this guy 100186, okay, I'm creating this material, I'm creating an order for this material. Okay, now if I double click on it, go to conditions. Now see the prices here. Your ZA10 price is $500 is the unit price, and your quantity is 10. So the condition value is 5000. I maintained a customer discount of 5% for this. Yeah, for AT&T I maintained a discount of 5%. So that's why it took 5%, and 5% of what? Okay, it's 5% of, see, it's 5% of 10. So your 10 is 5000. So that's why it takes 5% of 5000, which is $250. Okay, so that's why you use this from and to indicator. And K004 is the material discount that I gave. So material discount is $10. It's 100. So now the discount, if you see, the total discount here is 250 plus 100 is 350. So how did this 350 come here? Is because here discount, in this discount tab I didn't assign any condition type. This is just for kind of for subtotals. So the discount here is from, I gave 30 to 40. So it will sum up all the values from this step number 30 to step number 40. If there were two more condition types with step numbers 32 and 36, it would have displayed the sum of all the four. Okay, so that's why you see here 350. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll add here one more condition, one more subtotal for the net value. Okay, so let me go to new entries again. So if you want to add anything, you have to go to new entries. I say 70, and again this is kind of a subtotal. Let's say net value. So I go back. Now the way how I can calculate a net value is I can just say 10 to 50. Okay, or I can say like 10 to 69. Okay, then the system will pull me the sum of all the condition types from 10 to 69. So basically it will pull the sum of all the 4. That's one way. And instead of that, what I'll do is I'll use a formula. Because I don't have any condition type here, I don't have any records maintained for it. The way how you can see a value here is either you can see through a condition record that is maintained, which in this case I maintained a condition record for $500, or you can maintain a calculation. You can write a formula to calculate it using this formula. You write a formula in ABAP. Okay, so it can also be calculated using that formula. So you can know that by if you just click on it and go to this condition detail. So here it will tell you condition origin is automatic pricing. It means that it picked up. Okay, if it's automatic pricing, it means that the system found this price from the condition records. If I manually entered something, it would be C. Okay, so that gives you the origin. Now what I'll do is I'll maintain a formula here called net value. This is a standard SAP routine to calculate the net value. So that's the importance of routine. I am showing it to you so now you can understand what a routine does, what a calculation type routine does, for example. Okay, now let me come back. If you just change the condition records, you can update the pricing and it will automatically recalculate the pricing. But because I changed configuration in the back end, so I have to create a sales order. Okay, let me go to the conditions tab here. So now if you see, the net value is how did this net value come here? I didn't assign any from to, or I don't have any condition type, anything. It calculated it from this routine. Okay, so that's what routines can do. So this calculation routine, it has a formula. So if you want to if you are curious and if you want to check the ABAP code, you just click here, select this and go to source text. Okay, you select that line item and go to the source text. So it has a piece of ABAP code which is calculating this net value. Okay, so see, it's a very simple code that's calculating the net value. Okay, so that's how you calculate discounts and assign it, do everything. So any questions still here? Okay, so yeah, if you have any questions, just ping me. If not, I assume that all of you are following and I'll move forward. Okay, couple more things I want to discuss. And another common business requirement might be, see now I can change this manually here. Even though the system it proposed a price of $500, now I can change it to anything, or I can sell to $300. Okay, now so if I just click here and again go to these details, see now it will say you the condition control, it says you changed manually. Okay, so if you want to companies will have this is also a very common requirement where companies will not, they don't want the end users to change the prices. They want to use the system determined price, not give the ability to the user to change the price. Okay, so that you can do it from your condition type configuration. So let me go back to ZA10. Okay, condition types. Okay, ZA10. I told I'll come back to this. So here if you see changes, which changes can be made. Now here if you see here, it says manual entry has a higher priority. So that's why as soon as I changed something, it automatically took the 300. Okay, say your client or your business manager, he comes and tells, hey, I don't want the users to mess up with these prices. I don't want a change access to them. Okay, then what you have to do is, for that condition type, you just have to come here and select not possible to process manually. So like, see, if you see, these are all the different options that you have. Automatic entry has higher priority means if system automatically determines something. So automatically determined means it's determined to the condition records. Okay, so now let me put a D and see what will happen. Okay, I'll come back and create a sales order. So because you're changing the configuration, you have to recreate it. Okay, so now if you see, I don't even have change access. Okay, it's completely locked. And another control that SAP gives you is, say this discount it's entered manually, and it's frequently possible that people might fat finger this. Okay, so instead of 5% I might enter 500%. It's possible. See, now the system is not stopping you. Okay, so if you want to maintain controls to maintain minimum and maximum values for each condition type, so there's a configuration for it. Go to condition type and pricing limits. Okay, so now you just go to new entries here and enter the condition type. Okay, so I want to maintain minimum and maximum for this guy K007. K007. Calculation type is percentage, because this is a customer discount, and calculation type is percentage, and the unit is US dollars. Okay, the percentage ranges that I want to give is 0 to 20%. Okay, now let me come back and try to create a sales order again. Okay, now I try to give a 100% discount, and it says it falls below the limit. Okay, so that's the use of these upper and lower limits. Okay, so I'll just take this out. Okay, so if anyone is not going to ask questions, I assume you are following well, and I am going to move forward. So let me discuss another concept. Okay, so here if you see, we are giving two discounts, K007, a customer discount and a material discount. Okay, this is a common scenario where commission exclusion. Okay, your client might come to you and tell, or the business decides that they don't want to give multiple discounts on a single sales order. Okay, they either want to give customer discount or they want to give material discount. They don't want the system to give both. Okay, so there's a different configuration for it, a subtopic in pricing called condition exclusion. Okay, let's discuss condition exclusion. So the path from which you do is this exclusion. Okay, there are 3 steps in this exclusion. Okay, first is you define exclusion groups. Okay, so first group is just a name, it doesn't have any controls, so you just give a group name. So just go to new entries, so it says A1 exclusion group. Create one more. Okay, I just created couple of exclusion groups. Now let me go to the second step, which is assigning the condition types. Okay, so I go to new entries, and K004 and K005 are the condition types that I want to use. Okay, so what I'll do is, for for ZA01 exclusion group, I assign K004, and for the other one I assign K007. Okay, in the second step what we have to do is assign condition types to the exclusion groups. Okay, then the third and last step is again you go to the same exclusion tab and you assign it to the pricing procedure, to your pricing procedure. You need to assign this exclusion. So the pricing procedure is ZA010. This is the pricing procedure that we are using. Select it, go to the exclusion tab and click on new entries here. Okay, enter some serial number, 10. And these are the different ways in which you can do the exclusion. Okay, I want to do the best condition between two exclusion groups. My exclusion group 1 is ZA01 and my exclusion group 2 is ZA02. Okay, so save it. Now let's try to create a sales order. Okay, now go to conditions and see now only one of the conditions is active. Okay, the second one is inactive. So whenever you see an yellow indicator, that means it's inactive. And because here we maintained an exclusion, I assigned ZA01 to one exclusion, one condition type to ZA01 and another condition type to a different exclusion group. And I asked the system to pick the best condition between these two. And actually this is kind of confusing because we as a company, for us giving more discount is not the best one, right? But it's actually the other way. So whatever is the best for your customer, that is the configuration that you're going to set. Okay, because for us as a company it's not the best condition type or the best discount because we are losing more money using this. Okay, but you have to think from the perspective of a customer. So because the customer is getting, for the customer 250 is the best deal, so that's why the system will pick 250. Okay, so again if you want to see why this is inactive, so just click on this line item and go to this details. See, now if you see it's inactive because it's a condition exclusion item. So that's the beauty of pricing. So it will give you a complete analysis of even if it's working, why it's working in a certain way, and if it's not working, why it's not working. Okay, actually the strength of SAP and SD in specific is the pricing. So you can configure with these concepts that I discussed till now. So you can configure a pricing of any level of complexity. Okay, similarly again here if I select the worst or the least favorable, so if I say the least favorable between two exclusion groups, okay, then it will pick the other one. Okay, now if I go and check the conditions, so here now if you see, the system picked the other one, it took the least favorable. Okay, so that is this condition exclusion. Okay, any questions so far? Generally, every batch I give a break after I discuss pricing, because that will give people time to practice. So I don't know how, because last week we actually got an unwanted break. So I don't know how you guys want. So if you think you need time to practice pricing, just send me an email, and tomorrow by today night send me an email. So for now I am planning to have a class tomorrow. If most of you think that you will need time to practice this, because this is kind of a base, the whole condition technique, as I told, it's the base for the remaining concepts. So if you don't understand this, you will be lost in all the remaining also. So all these remaining concepts, so I'll just show for your idea. Okay, so all the remaining, now if I go to free goods, I am going to do the exactly same steps. I am first going to check the field catalog, then I am going to create condition tables, access sequences, condition types, pricing procedure. Okay, say I go to output control. Okay, even here I am going to do the same steps. Okay, condition table, output type, condition type is your output type here. Access sequences, pricing procedure is your output determination procedure. So the same thing again with account determination. Okay, so the same thing again with listing and exclusion. Okay, material determination. So all of them have the exact same steps. So if you guys have time to practice today, because I want you to guys to actually do it in the system before I discuss all this, because once you get once you are confident on this pricing thing, all the remaining are simple. Okay, so let me know either way. If you think you need more time, let me know by end of day today, so that I can send an email out to. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a couple of messages saying that we need a break for tomorrow. Yeah, but send me an email who all you think that you'll need some time. Send me an email, so that depending on that I'll send you an email by today, so that you don't need to wait till tomorrow to know if you need to know if you have a class tomorrow or not. Okay, so these are the main things that are remaining, and after that I'll need to discuss delivery and invoice. This delivery and invoice they don't take much time. And I have other topics, like these are some smaller topics, credit management, and I'll also teach EDA and ALE. Yeah, so these are the main stuff for us now. So if you can nail this pricing, then all the remaining all this will be easy. Yeah, I'll put the documents and this in the Dropbox. Also, please make sure you don't delete these documents, like, because even last week I think someone deleted the class notes. So please make sure you copy it into your local system, so that you don't delete it here. Okay, so any questions, let me know. I'll hang on for some time. I know we discussed a lot today, so if you have any questions today or tomorrow, just send me an email. and I'll send you an email by 9 p.m. today about the class tomorrow. Okay, then, so I'll hang on chat for some time. So if you have any questions, ping me. Thank you. Bye everyone.